Marie Cowell back inside to Ewell, leading Cowell. Cowell, Abobasi, now back to Espinosa, looking for a combo! 2-1 San Jose!
It's different. You're in a situation where you feel like the game can break in that moment. Team might have been gripping, putting a little bit too much pressure on themselves, but these moments where the Sharks are, quote unquote, so close, as much as we feel it here in the studio, you watching at home, I know you're aware of it as well. Imagine what that dressing room is like right now, because in all three of their games so far, they've been right there. In game number 1, it went to overtime, in which they lost in the 3-on-3. In game 2, they didn't give up their first goal until halfway through the third period. Then in this one, it goes overtime. It goes to a shootout. They've got to be just chomping at the bit to feel like they should be walking away with 2 points. They're close.
Man in charge in San Jose. I guess, what are your overall expectations, knowing that this is the most decorated coach in American soccer history, but also he is stepping into arguably his most difficult situation? I mean, we can compare and contrast to being the head of DC at the start of the league and, what he did there. And then, the situation he stepped into previously at New England, which was bad, but not as bad as a season as the Earthquakes are coming off of. So what's your 30,000 foot view?
The 30,000 foot view, first of all, and this is an opinion I think that is shared by a lot of people in the soccer broadcaster world, is Bruce Arena was the perfect hire for the San Jose Earthquakes.
This is not your first rodeo with the trade deadline. Obviously, the news comes down while you guys are on an off day that Cody Ceci, Mikhail Granlund are traded. Does it get any easier for you? Because I feel like people always look at sports a little bit too transactionally, whereas these guys are your teammates, but they are your friends. I mean, you spend more time with them, throughout the majority of the year than you do your family.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it gets easier. You build relationships with different people, almost like every year, right? A lot of teams have new guys come in, and, it sucks when you lose a good friend of yours and a good teammate. For us, those guys were, they were a big part of this team.
And again, I go back to the profile of the player that Mike Greer wanted to get. This was part of the Anthony Duclair trade from a year ago. He saw something, he got it, and now we're seeing results from that out there on the ice for San Jose. And no, it's not helping them win games as of yet, but it's building confidence in the young players. And I think it's sending a message to other young players in the franchise who are maybe with the Barracuda right now, that if you come up and you perform, you're going to be able to make a case to stay with this squad. Alan, you and I'm sure could have a longer conversation about why I do not love the shootout or the 3-on-3, because it doesn't have a whole lot to do with the game of hockey that we just saw. But hey, that's a longer discussion. Yeah, I think people at home might understand my thoughts on that as well.
You got a rule change is what you're trying to say.
I got a couple things I'd like to change.